on here? You weeding?
Not what I want to grow.
You weeding in your slippers, huh?
Well,
Got a little pond here. This is part of the backyard. This is our sun porch here. And he has a little garden area over here with a path that goes to the gate. And these are fern. I'm not sure what these pink flowers are here. And to be honest with you, I don't know much about plants. So he would be the one to have to explain these. But these look like tiger lilies. There's a vibrant orange one there. These are quite pretty. I have to be careful over here because I know there is a snake that lives in this area. So I don't like to really come to this side of the garden very much. I don't know what those are. Yeah, let's see. We have a big hydrangea here. Path that goes up. And here he comes with some weeds that he pulled. We have both little doggies out here. They're older, so Sophie has a hard time getting around. They're out enjoying the weather. So we will take a walk through the garden here, and maybe Gino can show us some of his favorite things out here. He's still pulling weeds. We've only been in this house for about a year, so I do know some of the plants like back here. These are hostas. I know those. We have those all around the yard. And they shoot up these flowers, so you can see the buds there. Well, you got a full handful, huh?
the weeds never stop growing. Try, leave one spot out, and next day another spot's full.
You should probably have your gloves on.
Yes, dear. Probably.
I don't know the difference between a weed and a plant.
I do.
I would probably grab poison ivy if I...
These are the things you don't want growing in your plants. The way I look at it.
Alright, so these are hostas here. I know that's hydrangea. And ooh, there is a bee in there. Working on that hydrangea. Ooh, I'm gonna get out of the way. It's a big hydrangea. We are looking to get our fence replaced. We're gonna do a new fence here, all the way down here. This whole back fence needs to be replaced all the way down and then up the whole other side. So we're looking into that right now. We do have some fun items nestled in the vegetation. So while he finishes up there, I'll show you some of those items. Like little statues and stuff like that that we've found along the years. There's a little bunny. I love that one. Over here in the hydrangeas, kind of hidden, there's a little boy with a bird. He's really cute. This is a piece of petrified wood. Oh, it's hidden under there. And there is a piece of like art pottery in here too, but you can't really see it. It's hidden under all these leaves. Petrified wood is almost fully covered, and that thing weighs a ton. This donkey we brought back from California with us, and out in California we had cactuses in his buckets, but cactuses, you know, in the Midwest aren't really a thing, so we switched it out. We have a pair of these antique soda fountain chairs that we took the seats out of and we made them into planters. And so this is what they look like this year. These red flowers, whatever they are, you could probably tell us. Those are going crazy. Look at the bud on that. Is that not crazy looking? Some yellow and pink flowers. They seem to be doing really well. And this is the matching one right here. This one looks almost a little bit more orange, but same thing. Are those zinnias? I don't know. And then we planted, or I should say Gino planted, a bunch of these little flowers here. Are these called ice plants? I'm trying to remember what the name was. We picked them out at the nursery together. Huh? Moss rose, that's what they are. Moss rose, he planted a bunch of those. There's white ones over here. What, do you know what this is?
No, it's something we planted. It's right there on the tag.
Oh, there's a tag here. Okay. Blue pearl palominium. I don't know.
I'm trying to plant some perennials this year that will come up and fill this area in next year. There's a lot of things that come up here early in the year that are all full. And all your real early, what you think of the name right offhand, the little bluebells and all that stuff that come up in February and March. This whole hill, there's nothing on it, it's bare. And the whole hill is covered with blue and violet and white flowers for a couple weeks. And then they go away and all this stuff starts coming up.
So, little house nestled in there. It's concrete. Little fairy house. Well, it's quite big actually, but we nestled it in the vegetation. There's a frog sitting in there. Oak leaf hydrangeas. Okay, yeah. Okay.
And it's starting to pop up all on the back here, so I'm letting it grow, transplant it later.
This potting, we actually have two grills. This one came with the house. This one we brought. They're both Weber's. Our big Weber here is the one we brought from California. This one came with the house and it's like hooked up to the gas. Yeah, it's a natural gas. And this one's propane. So we have two grills. We really don't use them a whole lot. But this one we might be giving away to somebody and move. This is a potting bench that came with the house. He doesn't use it a whole lot. They're in the house, yeah. All right, these are stairs going up into the yard here. We have some of our old statues on there. Some of my favorites, the little angels, little cherubs. G. All right, so what do we have here?
These are all hostas. Unfortunately, the deer are just, you can see over here, these are all blooming. The deer have annihilated them. Which is why we need to refence. Because it's just a 3-foot footprint. And going to 6-foot privacy to try to keep them out. This whole yard is like a deer buffet. So.
All right, we're gonna follow him along here through the side yard.
Hostas, there's all kinds of low growth ground cover back here. This tree here is a tulip poplar, which is, they're in this area. This is the first one I've ever seen, but they tell me they're around. And it's a hardwood tree. It's a fast growing hardwood tree. And it's just kind of in May and early June is covered with yellow flowers on top of the tree. And then those flowers get pollinated and they turn into like little seed cones. We have some in the house. They almost look like a weird tiny bone. And they drop all over the fall. That is a sprout coming up, that vine looking thing there. That's a tulip poplar start. Last year I could not figure out what that was without some kind of vine, and I realized later it's the tree. So this is all poplars and weeds, which I have religiously weeded and pulled out, and they just keep coming back. So
It's a weed.
you know,
There's a
it's,
bench over here. We have the matching one on the front porch. These were benches that we had made from old bed frame. So we have the seat in the garage, but we need to recover it. So it's sitting back here. It's an Elliott bed, and it's got cherubs on it. Let me show you a little bit closer. This is the detail on the bench here. So we do need to recover the seats for it, so it is sitting back here, and the other one is on the front porch, but we'll put this up in the yard once we get the seat on it. All right, let's follow Gino here.
There's little, amongst the weeds are little hostas, but you can see they've all been nipped off on the top. The big deer get in here in the evenings and early mornings and just have a wonderful time eating. This is a little flower bed they have on the side of the house that I've been working on weeding, but again, it's a non-stock job. So these are all different kinds of plants. I couldn't tell you. That's one. Here's one here. These things I understand are edible.
It looks tropical, that one.
Here's weed growing up. There's another weed growing up.
You sure those are weeds?
Yep.
Butterflies and bumblebees love these flowers over here.
I forget what this says, but it's intentional growth. And this is starting to make a comeback. It didn't do too well last year. I kind of just let it branch out and do its thing. You can see we have bumblebee on there. They're all over getting their fill. That's milkweed over there for the butterflies.
Got some milkweed for the bumblebees. Yeah, a lot of bees over here.
I planted a ton of those old poppies in here, but I didn't keep up with them.
Okay, well,
So, figure out-
I love poppies, so we're hoping that we get some poppies. This is a view out the front yard here. So I'll show you that real quick. Out this gate is the front yard to the front of the house. And so we do have some plantings out there as well. Do you know what these are here?
Some kind of lily.
Lilies, okay.
This is just all ground cover. It's doing really well.
What about these big things?
These are the canna lilies. I have to dig these up every year. We plant them. Twice as many as I had last year. We'll have a bunch of bulbs to get rid of this year. Plus I just decided to go all the way through the orange.
That'd be nice.
It's a nice choice for,
We going in the front yard? All right. So we'll follow him out to the front real quick.
The problem with milkweed is it grows everywhere.
Got some neighbors out across the street. So we have, this is the front, lots of ground cover. I don't know how much of this is weeds, how much of it's supposed to be there. Looks like a lot of weeds, but hey, it's green, so is this supposed to be like this? Yeah, it's ground cover. Like, it looks like clover almost. Ooh, we got a mushroom growing right there. And we're coming around. This part looks a little burnt. It's already finished blooming, so it doesn't look great. And then this is the front of the house we have planted. There's the other bench that we have to put the seat on. Those are both in the garage. We need to work on that. We planted some dahlias here. Those are doing okay. I'm hoping that they spread out a bit. We have our ferns hanging up here and lots of green ground cover. Very natural. We did plant, and I'll show you. Matt, just go out in our neighborhood a bit here. He planted these pansies, purple pansies out here by the mailbox.
Yeah, those are petunias.
So that's fun. And then he planted some flowers over here. I forget what these are. We picked them all up at the nursery, and they seem to be doing pretty well. The deer don't seem to be eating them, so that's a good thing. Lots of ferns. This tree is really cool because it's pink. I don't know if you can tell.
This is a tricolored beech.
It's been really like hot here, and we just recently got some rain, so it's been pretty dry. This, I think, is our big oak. But it's like a full-time job doing the weeding here for sure. I mean, I would be happy to help, but I don't know what's a weed and what's a plant.
That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
I wouldn't know what to pull and what not to pull. It's all green. So oh, they have burrs? Oh.
Pull right out all this stuff.
Have you seen any poison ivy?
Not since the last time I pulled a handful of it out accidentally without gloves on.
I'd be all broken out from that.
A word for the wise. If you come in contact with poison ivy, ditch your clothes, make sure you have a bottle of Dawn dish soap, and scrub the hell out of whatever you touch. Dawn dish soap, you know, it's what they use to save animals that are coated with oil. It does a real good job of breaking the oil of the poison ivy down.
Sorry, the neighbor's mowing if you so it might be a little loud, but all right, well, he's pulling some weeds. I'm gonna walk back into the yard here. It's the garden under this tree. All this fence is going to be replaced soon. We'll just make our way through. I swear, if I see a snake, though, it's done. I am not a snake person, and I know nothing about gardening, so it's all on him to do it. All right, we're gonna come through the gate. So this is just like a dead area of our yard we really don't use. There is a little pathway that you can walk up back through there. Oh, my bunny rabbit fell over. We must have had something big back here to be able to knock that over, because he's quite big. Let's fix him, Bambi and Thumper. There we go. They're kind of nestled in. So you can see from a different angle, there's our house, and that's where we just came from over there. And this is the garden area, and this is the other hydrangea up here. It's pretty good size. We have neighbors back there. It's a real quiet. There is an interstate like further that way, but you might be able to hear some of it. But for the most part, this neighborhood back here is very quiet. Looks like there's a little nest in there. I see a bunch of twigs, so I don't know if that's actually being used. It's our bird feeder. The birds love this. This is where Gino spends most of his day, is making sure all the feeders are full. We have couple more statues back here on the back side. You can see the little frog. We did plant some cool things back here. These curly Q things. Those seem to be doing okay so far. We planted those around back here. This is the little creek. Yeah, so that is a little garden tour. Gino will have to tell you a little bit more about the plants and stuff, but we'll try and get out here more often with him when he's working in the yard, because I know nothing about any of these. I know these are ferns and I know what a hydrangea is, but I wouldn't be able to tell you what any of this stuff is, you know. They have little flowers on them too. All right, so quick little garden tour. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you again soon. Bye.